Hey, thanks for tuning in to the Crush It Trading Recap Show for September 19th, 2024. Crushed it today with $2,844, but not before climbing out of a $4,500 deficit. I thought I was going to have my first red day since the beginning of July. And yeah, I was pretty bummed out, but you know what? Thank goodness I was able to scoop out $2,844 for the day. Before I get into the trade, do me a favor and click the like button. And right now would be a perfect time to subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. And the trade of the day was, there it was, AMD, Tesla, and Amazon. And let's start out with Tesla. So that was my first trade. Now, I would have taken this trade again and again and again. I thought it was a pretty good setup. So here it's into the Crush It zone on the 5 minute. We go over to the 1 minute here. You can see I got in right here on the retest of the Crush It zone, and I had divergence going on. So here, to me, I thought, you know what? This is a pretty good setup. So I only got in at 25 contracts, right? And in my mind, I thought, well, the stock is supposed to go down. But you know what? It didn't. And I ended up stopping myself out on this impulsive candle on the upside here. At one point, I probably could have stopped myself out at a $400 loss, but I ended up with a $1,400 loss. I kind of let it go for just a few more seconds, like another minute, and it ended up costing me $1,000. So live and learn, right? And then the second trade was on AMD here. Once again, into the Crush It zone. I got into the bottom of the Crush It zone right here. And I'm not going to say that this was the best trade in the world, but you know what? I was in it at this point, and so I was going to try to play it out. My biggest mistake was adding into the trade on the move up here, and I added in right before this hammer candle right here. And look at that hammer candle, bottom of the Crush It zone. You got the 20-day down here. I knew it right when I seen it. I thought, shoot, I'm going to stop myself out. And I did end up stopping myself right here at this impulsive candle. And then at that point, I was already down $4,500 for the day. So that was probably not my best trade in the last 3 months by far. But you know what? I was able to recover some of these gains. And I'll tell you how I did it right here on Amazon. This was the setup I had been looking for all day long, right? I just needed to be patient and wait for it. So this was the Amazon setup. We have nice clean touches on the 1 hour levels right here. So this is really what you want to see, is you want nice clean touches, okay? And what I did is I got the retest right here on the 10 second, and this is where I got into the trade. Excuse me. And I tripled down on this trade to get myself out of the hole. And I really went for it. Now, if you were trading with me live, I said, hey, this is pretty risky. But I went in and started scaling myself out. By the time I got down to the Crush It zone here, I was already break even for the day. So at that point, in my mind, I was happy that I was, par for the day. And what I ended up doing is getting into the Tesla trade now, because I thought, okay, you know what? I'm not red. I'm not green. I felt like I was starting over again. And I felt like the trade that I was getting in here wasn't necessarily a trade to try to get green, but I just felt like it was genuinely a great setup. And this was a setup on Tesla. We had, this previous high that we had, and we had the price come down. We had a retest. We had, price moving up here on the MACD. And you know what? I just thought, this is a good trade. So I'm going to go in on this. And I did. And I ended up scaling out between here and the next level up. I was a little bit burnt out at that time mentally from, that $4,500 loss. So, a good trader always leaves money on the table. That's my phrase. And I wasn't going to get greedy. I was going to be happy with the $2,844 because you never know, right? We are deep into the sell zone right here on the momentum oscillator. And you can see we're kind of riding the sell zone on the predictor. And it had been riding it for, a few minutes. And I seen the MACD kind of heading down too. So I thought, you know what? I'm not going to take a chance. Now, obviously, if I would have stayed in it, I would have done very well on it. We could have easily pulled, a $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 day. But you know what? I was not going to get greedy. I was happy with the $2,844. And it's not bad coming back from a $4,500 loss. Now, had I waited for the Amazon trade, I probably would have not gotten into the Tesla trade. And that Amazon trade, break even, that would have produced about $4,500 for me. So that was a decent trade. Nice recovery. Now, moving into the watch list right here, let's see what else took place. Here's the AMD. This is the Amazon trade. I didn't really get anything on Meta. You can see at the open, we got this 0.618 level. I didn't jump in that. Microsoft had a nice move pre-market at the 1 hour. I wasn't going to get into that either. Nothing on Tesla other than that retest and move higher, which was right here. And then we had NVIDIA. And NVIDIA had a nice move at the open right here from this fib level, but I didn't take that one either. But that was like $1.41 move, and that was the trade for the day. So really, classic A plus setup today was on Amazon. And I'll be honest, I probably should have been a little bit more patient and just waited for the Amazon setup. I'll be honest. But the thing is I have been, green since the beginning of July. And in the front of my head, I have it there that, there's a red day coming. I mean, you can't be green every single day. And every day that I get a green number, a gain, I'm thinking to myself, that red day is just right around the corner, and I'm psyching myself out with it. So my game plan for tomorrow is to settle myself down. Yes, I'm happy that I'm green today, and I'm happy that I've been green since the beginning of July, but I think I'm going to just, maybe not even trade tomorrow. I'm not going to push a trade, and if I go in, I'm going to go small, and we'll see if I can get myself back into the swing of things, and we'll start fresh again on Monday. So tomorrow, that's my game plan, is to be patient, wait for that A+ setup, and I'm not going to go big. We're just going to get a small little base hit tomorrow. That's all I'm shooting for. We're not going for the gusto. I'm at $7,436 for the week, and that is not a bad week at all. All right, so hey, you know what? I encourage you guys to come and trade with me Monday through Friday from 9:30 to 11. I really like the company. It's fun to trade with other people in the room, and feel free to chime in when you want. It's good to hear from you. So, all right, take care, have a good night, and we'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Thanks.